Imagine for a moment that you've just been transported to Sapmi and you're about to witness 3 male hunters partake in a bear hunt. You may see them gathering spears and wooden sticks and all the courage that they can muster in order to go up to the mountain to the bear den. When they get to the bear den, they stay on the outer side of it and they make loud noises on the outside in order to provoke the bear to come out. And then, just as the bear peeps its head out the door, one of the hunters spears it dead in the brush. When they are assured that the bear is completely dead, they beat it 3 times with birch sticks, and then they take it on slide back to the Sita, where their women and children are waiting for them, peering through brass rings with their eyes and spitting elderbark juice at them from their mouths. It is springtime, and it is time of the bear ceremony. My name is Sophie, and today I will be talking about the ideological beliefs surrounding the bear for the Sami. And I chose this topic because I think a lot of the Sami culture, as we've learned in class, has been lost over the years, and I think that the bear, because it is such a well-documented and widely celebrated celebration, can give us a really keen insight into the Sami lifeway before the forced acculturation and Christianization of the culture. So with that, I will present my thesis. Important aspects of the pre-Christian Sami lifestyle are reflected through the relationship with bears on both physical and spiritual levels. Therefore, evidence of the bear ceremony can help illustrate a greater connection to the Sami traditional belief systems and the ideological frameworks of existence before colonization and Christianity. And I know that's kind of a mouthful, but I will I will further explain the things within my thesis later. So just to give like a trajectory of where we're going, first I want to give some of the basic reasons for the significance of the bear among the Sami so you can better understand their religious implications. Next, I will discuss how the bear ceremony reflects Sami ideas like polytheism, shamanism, and animism. And then finally, I'll kind of combine those two things in a discussion about the bear in terms of the Sami drum and then how the Sami drum relates to lost Sami star knowledge. So to begin the portion of just basic information, the bear was considered to be a really close relative to people because of their skeletal structure, and especially because of their feet, the way that their feet are structured. The feet have a really similar bone structure as humans, and so they allow the bear to stand up on its hind legs. And I think that this was one of the key reasons why the bear is so personified or viewed to be close to humanity. And so you get sort of these metaphors in relation to the bear, like mother of the wilderness or great grandfather or our great ancestor. And those things kind of establish this familial connection to the bear as a brother or a mother or an ancestor of sorts. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is what the bear symbolized to the Sami people. So obviously it was this big creature, mystical creature in the woods, and it wasn't an easy thing to conquer. And it symbolized many things like courage and wisdom and regeneration. But because of its sort of function in the world, it provided a testament to the bravery and the skill of the hunter if a bear was to be taken down. And it was a very high honor to be a bear hunter. And then the final thing, probably the most important of the two for the Sami and thinking about conceptual ideologies is this, oh, sorry, I went the wrong direction. Hibernation. This is the most important thing because the bear hibernated, it was able to embody both a physical space and also a spiritual space. So it was physically embodied during the spring months, and then during the winter months, it could go into this deep transic meditation where it was kind of having this out-of-body experience. And so people really value that in the Sami culture. And you can see that with even the function of Nawajis to get people outside of their body to have like a different experience. So yeah, so eventually the bears became this sort of archetypal messenger for the supernatural world. And with that, I feel like it transitions pretty well into the three core beliefs of the Sami people, which is polytheism, animism, and shamanism in terms of religion. And so let's just start with animism and talk about how the bear ceremony connects to it. So animism can be defined as, or animism is the belief that all aspects of nature possess a soul. And that is a quote by John Weinstock. And so we can see in the bear ceremony that people were really careful about not disrupting the other spiritual realms. Like, for example, I'm going to talk about this a little later with polytheism as well, because all these things kind of overlap. But the Nawaji always consulted the drum and its deities before going and doing the hunt to make sure that it was in alignment with all the other forms of nature. And also things like during the ceremony when they would beat the bear with branches or use brass rings or elder bark juice. These are always preventative measures in order to like incorporate their symbolic beliefs of those things, like birch branches as purity, in order to avoid any negativity that may be experienced from the bear hunt after it takes place, or like a haunting of the bear soul was kind of what they're concerned about. They didn't want the spirit to come back and be angry and seek revenge or have vengeance of any sort. And so, and then shamanism was also really important to the bear hunt because of that reason. The Nawaji had a super big role in the Sami bear ritual as a whole. So let's start with the definition of shamanism. So shamanism is where the Nawaji, with the help of a magic drum and yoik, was able to reach a state of ecstasy, allowing his free soul to travel through the levels of the universe. And that was kind of what I was saying with consulting the drum in order for things to be in alignment with the universe. So first point, consulting the drum. And then also if they consulted the drum and then they decided that the hunt was to take place, they would also bring the Nawaji along with them so that the Nawaji could sing a yoik after the bear's death to honor their relative, right, as we talked about before, commemorate the life of that bear, and then also wish it safe passage into the next phase of existence. And so because the Nawaji was the primary source for beginning the hunt and also present on the hunt and a really important part after the hunt that had this sort of continuous connection throughout the entire ceremony that I think is really important, because through the bear we can see that this like thing that we've learned about, which is Nawaji, can get like a physical representation of what their function would actually be within the community. So I think that that's kind of important. And then moving on to polytheism, we already covered some of these topics before, but I'll just reiterate. So the Sami drum provides some of the best evidence for polytheistic beliefs because they have all the characters, all the deities that they celebrated drawn in red, and also in elder bark juice on the membrane of the drum. And aside from the reindeer, the bear is the most common animal on southern Sami drums, which make up about 40 of the 70, I think, that total that of drums that are preserved from the Sami. So it's a testament to how important the bear was within the Sami and how the other deities had a function within the bear ceremony as well. Okay, so just moving on to the final topic, bringing these things together, is the connection of Sami to the cosmos. Just a couple of good examples. I think that Harold Goski mentioned this in his presentation, but basically the creators of the Sami nation, the three moose hunters, ended up ascending into the sky and becoming the stars that are now known as Orion's belt. And so that's one example. And then the other example comes from the Sami creation story, which is called The Son of the Sun. And basically that notes that the Sami are offspring of the sun. So I think these examples do two main things. One, they illustrate that yes, the Sami had a connection to the cosmos that was very intrinsic and personally related. And two, it was a very high honor in order to ascend into the cosmos and become a star. And I think that these two things are brought together with this quote. The ceremonial bear hunt sought to remove a fierce competitor from the local environment while winning its power for the hunter and the community, and ensuring its eventual reincarnation or return to the sky. So with that, this is where it gets interesting. So the bear was connected to the cosmos as well as the Sami people were connected to the cosmos. And because the Sami drum was like where all the deities resided, it provides us some really good information about how the Sami framed the cosmos. So here's an example of the Sami drum, and this is kind of like a cartoon style of it, but you can still see that the bear is occupying this sort of upper left quadrant of the drum. And then we can see in a map of the sky that the position is the same. It's exactly the same. And so this is the usual placement of the bear on Southern Sami drums. So it's kind of cool how these drums are, the bear is like our access point into viewing these drums as both like for their spiritual things with their daily lives, but also like this cosmological map. And this is kind of outside of the scope of my presentation, but these are the other constellations that are in similar places on the Sami drum, all the ones that are circled. And so, to conclude completely, the bear illustrates a strong connection to the lifeway of the Sami before Christianity. Using the well-documented evidence of the bear ceremony, we can better understand the frameworks like animism and shamanism and polytheism and astrology among the pre-Christian Sami people. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation today on the bear, and I hope that you learned something new. These are my media sources, and these are my content sources. Thank you.